Hey everybody, it's Empress Lanice from theLspot.com, and I'm here with Shaliek. He's, very familiar with the L Spot. We've covered him since I think 2012. I want to say you were like one of my first articles. So I'm really, thankful for being a part of your journey in some way, and I guess just always covering what's going on. But tell me, what's new?
Wow, what's not new? It's crazy. It's been a lot since the last time we spoke. A lot transpired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I've been working on the second project. First of all, the first project is called Blood, Sweat, Tears. It's actually out on iTunes right now. And then, of course, there's a second album that has to come and follow up. So we're working on the second album. It's been 3 years now.
Yes.
Just trying to get the right sound and the right production and just everything right. The
Right.
sophomore project is like that. The first project is important too, but that sophomore is like, okay, now what you gonna follow up with?
Right.
How you gonna come?
So, what is the process like of figuring out what you're gonna do next?
For me, there's really no process. It's more, let's get in the studio and let's vibe out. I'm that type of person. I like to, just go in. You know what I'm saying? Just jump in the water and let's see what comes out.
Right.
That's what's taking me so long because it has to. At the end of the day, it has to feel right.
Okay, so I know I work with a lot of artists, and some of them they're very like rushing to get the project done. So let's say they record 10 songs and like, okay, I'm gonna put those exact 10 songs out. How many songs have you recorded so far?
And let me. I lost count. I lost count. It's been 2 or 3 years since the last project.
Okay.
So when you think about it, it's just like you keep going. you know?
Right.
And when we say we're like I've said many times on my Facebook or Instagram, we almost done, y'all. First single
Right.
coming, and then it's like psych.
Right. Yes, I've been waiting for how I think is almost two and a half
We
years.
did the
Yeah.
Past, which was top 10 at radio, and then we did Ain't Supposed to Cry.
Right.
And then then we fell back a little bit to try to like I fell back to get in my creative mode again. And for me, it's always hard because when I'm in my creative mode, everything else shuts off.
Right.
So like I have friends calling me, family calling me like, where you been? What's up? Why you ain't calling me back? It's because I've been, and I apologize, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to y'all.
Yes,
But
he will
I've
make
been-
it up.
I've been like, when I'm in the studio, when I'm in my creative mode, I really just like to just zone out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes I shut the world out, which isn't good, but it happens.
So, what is the mood like when you're recording? Like, do you put
I
candlelight?
got candles everywhere, I have just the ambiance just has
Right.
to be not playing.
Well, is there some type of food you need, like juice, water, tea? I know, like singers, they need some type of tea. Like,
Sometimes, like if I'm feeling like a little bit like, depending on the song too. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a fast song and I'm rocking, which on this album I picked it up a little bit in terms of the up tempos because I really wanted it to be well rounded and not too just of one thing.
Right.
So. But it depends. Like if it's a slow song, a ballad, I tend to like the mood to be a little bit sexier. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I will light a candle and I will get like the right feeling in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if it's like a party song, and shout out to my former songwriting. My former songwriting partner, Cassius Cream, like we used to have a disco ball in the studio. So
Oh,
whenever we
wow.
did like a fast song, we would turn the lights off and put the disco ball on it. Just do, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because it creates that club feel.
Right.
So yeah, I like to have that vibe when I'm writing.
Okay, so I know you just released a new single. Tell me a little bit more about it. And I have one question to ask you, but I just want you to explain, what the song is about. And I guess why did you choose this type of song to start with?
Yeah. This is a different type of record. I hesitated a little bit with it being the first single because it's so different from what's on the radio right now. It's practically acapella.
Right.
So when you tell a program director at radio, who's responsible for playing records, that you're about to give them an acapella song to play against all of these other songs with these
Right.
heavy beats, they look at you like you're crazy.
Right.
But I feel like, to be an artist is to be brave and to like, what I'm saying, and take chances.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never want to be comfortable in my lane. I always want to do stuff to push the envelope and kind of go against the grain. So it's literally like a snap track. acapella, and we said let's take a chance with it. And Ruben Rodriguez, it was actually his idea, you know. And I was like, Ruben, you sure you want to do this? Like this is kind of like, you know, this is like, you sure you want to go, you know? And then once we both sat down and had a few conversations about it, because it really wasn't something that I agreed to right away. You know, it definitely took some convincing. And then once we said let's go, you know, after you say let's go, after you put your foot on that gas, you can't let go.
Right.
And so you just gotta just keep going. And so far it's been, I'm like, yo, you got a method to your madness, because when he first presented it to me, I was like, nah.
Right.
And then I get it. I get what he means.
Right, because that was actually going to be the question I was going to ask. So what made you not put a track or an instrumental to it? Because that was mostly different. But you know what? When I first listened to the song, I didn't catch that until I saw on your Facebook post that it was. Because I forgot what exactly you said, but I was like, wait, there was no track to it?
Because it's crazy. You know, my mother, when I sent it to my mother before I even put it out, I said, because my mother's a singer too, and I trust her judgment, and she always gives me, like, really honest feedback. So when I sent it to her, she, you know, she liked it right away. And so she hit me like an hour later, and she was having a conversation with her brother, my uncle. And so she's like, tell Bob that it's a track to the song, please, because he keeps telling me it's acapella. And I'm like, Ma, you lost that argument. You might win some, but you just lost one. It's no track to that, Bob. She was like, oh my God, it's no track. I'm like, no. It's a lot of voices in the song that kind of reminds you of. That's why I tell people there is a track.
Right.
The voices is the music.
Right.
You know, the voices are instruments. Your voice is an instrument.
Right.
So that was the concept that we were pushing with All This Love. You know
no, absolutely. I agree with that, because when I played it back after you did that post, I'm like, you know what? The harmonies, that was the track.
That's the keys.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the throwback.
Bass,
yeah.
You know, it's the guitar.
Right.
You know, everything is in the vocals. All
right.
in the vocals.
So, what do you think you would do to follow up with that?
Have a song with a track to it, like an actual musical track to it.
You know, it'd be crazy if you did a whole entire album.
I thought about that, and like name it Acapella. I thought about it. I really did think about it just recently, and I don't think the world will be ready for that right now. We probably just gave somebody an idea, so.
Well,
we copyrighted that right now, right
you
here.
Need to,
we can't copyright it, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, we said it first.
We said it first. But I just really wanted to I mean, after we sat down, myself and Ruben Rodriguez, we sat down, we was like, you know, let's ease this second album onto people. And what better way to ease something onto somebody, you know, with just like vocals and just a snap track.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That second joint is going to be obviously a different feel, because we want the project to it's a versatile project. So you have different sounds.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I know in the past we used to call you R&B, maybe even a little hip hop from your previous work. Yeah. But what do you consider yourself now? Do you consider yourself soul, or are you just like, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just an artist.
Bingo.
Okay.
Boom.
So, do people still put you in categories, or it's like you're forced in it because that's how the industry is anyway?
I cringe and shout out to all of the blogs supporting me, but I cringe when somebody say R&B artist Shaliek or soul artist Shaliek.
Right.
Because it's like I'm much more than that.
Right.
I'm a songwriter and I write different genres.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just prefer to be an artist.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's something, especially for me being a music blogger, that's kind of hard for me. Like, when I did post up the single on the site, and I'm like, I know Shaliek is not R&B anymore. I believe the last time we spoke, he was soul. But I'm like, why am I putting a label
it's cool
to
though,
him?
Because, you know, people, when they don't know you, when they don't know the artist, they have to have some type of direction. So I really get it, but, like, you know what I'm saying, deep down inside, I'm like, but I'm just an artist.
Right.
I'm not just that. I'm not just soul. I'm not just R&B. A lot of different genres.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. And I think eventually, soon, hopefully,
people
would accept it.
Yeah.
Because only the reason I think it's like that is because of the industry where, like, let's say you have Billboard is like the top R&B hip hop songs.
Exactly. It always has to be a category. A label.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do I really fit in? Especially if I do all. But you know what? If you do make different types of singles, then, I mean, you could fit in all categories, and I guess you'll be on the charts #1 on every single category. Yeah.
And that was kind of the struggle with me, too, was like, my mind can go anywhere. So in terms of, like, you know, bringing it in to, like, a direction was really difficult for me on the second album, because I wanted to really show people where else I can go.
Right.
But you can't lose people at the same
Right.
time. So, you know, I had that direction from my manager, Ruben Rodriguez, to just like, okay, we know you can do this. We know you can do that. We have a whole career ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused and, you know, let's not lose people. Let's give them more than the first, but let's not go all the way to your 10th album.
Right.
Let's show that steady growth.
Right. Absolutely.
It makes sense. It makes total sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just let everybody know where they can find you.
We're working on my website right now. Hopefully it'll be out or up by the time this airs. It's gonna take a week.
Yes.
I know this is like behind the scenes stuff.
No, it's cool.
Okay, cool. So if it's up, it's shaliekmusic.com. It's gonna have everything on there. But until then, if it's not up by the time this airs, official Shaliek, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then you have I have a Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/official Shaliek.
Okay, and
SHALIEK.
And just let them know where they can download the new single.
Oh yeah, it's on iTunes for all you iPhone users, Amazon for Androids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You
Team
know you gotta.
Android.
You team Android?
Yes.
Boo. You know what I'm saying? iPhone, team iPhone all day. And then also it's streaming on Tidal.
Nice.
Streaming on Spotify.
So all
SoundCloud.
streaming sites?
Yeah, all streaming sites.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Shaliek, for
for
joining
having
me.
me.
Like, you know,
We
your family.
family.
Yeah,
We fam.
exactly.
We fam.
Exactly. I feel like we followed your journey for, you know, a very long time. Like I said, I think it was 2012 because that's when I started my company. So now we're in 2017.
Wow,
So,
that's crazy.
so thank you once
Congrats to
again.
you.
Yes,
Congrats.
thank you so much. Bye, guys. See you soon.
Took the last bit of strength to come here and confess that I saw you, thought it was and nothing more.